Welcome to the next session of Digital Dive videos. We have been talking about, of course, digital transformation projects, and that's what target integration does on a regular basis. So now, of course, I am here to talk about another important aspect in your digital transformation project, and that is data transfer. Data transfer, I'm going to give you 5 quick checks that you should do when the data transfer happens in your digital transformation project, when you bring it from old system to the new system. And if you follow these 5 steps, I can't guarantee everything, but definitely I would say you'll be 99% there if you make these checks. Data transfer is one of the area where most of or a number of projects fail, which do not, or the users do not check the data. They just agree with what the provider has provided, and later on the provider goes, not my responsibility, while the user goes, damn, it's not the correct data. And of course, you can't go back. So here are the 5 checks that you could do. First one, of course, is completeness. This is the easiest one. The number of records which are there in the old system and the number of records in the new system, are they correct or not? Very simple check, and anybody will tell you, bog standard. But then at the same time, the next other ones are formatting. If you had an international code in front of the numbers in your old system, does the new system have it as well? And are they correct or not? Just random sample, probably I would say 1% of the records. If you check them properly as well, that'll be good. The next one, of course, is references. So effectively, if Rohit Takral is associated with target integration, does your old system and the new system, do they both have the same record? Similarly, Joe Bloggs, who works for IBM, do you have them correctly associated, referenced in the new system or not? Next one is integrity. So if you look at it from an integrity perspective, there are a few checks that you could do. One, of course, you don't have any duplicate records. Now, if you had them in the old system, that's an issue in itself. And we always say crap in, crap out, excuse the language. But sure, if the original data wasn't right, then the data in the new system isn't going to be correct either. But check for duplicates in the new system and make sure that during the transfer process hasn't created any duplicates for you. And of course, check if some of the values have not become or aren't showing up as null or 0 or different. That's your checkpoint 2. So first one, of course, was completeness. Second was integrity. And third one is functional test. Go through a full testing process in your business process, in your workflow, to make sure the whole workflow is running properly fine without any issues, and it doesn't show errors or throw errors. You don't have data here, or this data isn't correct. You'll be doing that without failure for your application anyways, right? But this is also a data testing as well, or data check as well. And of course, the next one is performance. Think about it. You brought 2 million records from the old system to the new system. If the database structure is not correct, the new system will not be able to cope up with those 2 million records. And now, before you go into trouble, just test all the biggest searches that you would do, the biggest reports you would need, and make sure the performance of the database is correct. And last but not the least is, of course, cybersecurity, access control. If Joe should not have access to Peter's data, log in as Joe, log in as Peter, make sure that the data is correct. They both cannot see each other's records. And if the access should be there, then they should be able to see it as well. And if there is an audit trail which should be left, is it there or not? So these are the 5 checks. Of course, quickly: completeness, integrity, functional test, performance, and access control. Do those 5 tests. As I said, you'll be 90 to 95% there. I hope it helps, and that's it in this week's video of Digital Dive. Speak to you next week.